1800 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Munib Ahmed. First, the headlines. Prime Minister assured Chairman Australian company all possible facilitation in undertaking business ventures in the country. President says peaceful and stable Afghanistan is not only in the interest of the two neighboring countries but of the entire region. National Command and Operations Center has approved a gradual opening of educational institutions from 15th of this month. In North Waziristan, the security forces have killed 5 wanted terrorists including Wasim Zakaria in an intelligence-based operation in Mirali area. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, in view of drastic measures taken by Modi-led fascist Indian government to change the Muslim-majority status of the territory, there is growing realization among the Kashmiris masses to do all what they can to stop New Delhi from carrying out this nefarious plan in the territory. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson during his regular briefing in Beijing said that China appreciates Prime Minister's positive comments on China-Pakistan bilateral relations. And now the news in detail. Australian iron ore company Fortescue Metals Group Limited has expressed keen interest to invest in renewable energy sector and green industry in Pakistan. The interest was expressed by the company's chairman Andrew Forrest at the meeting with Prime Minister Imran Khan in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister appreciated the interest of Fortescue Group in Pakistan and assured all possible facilitation in undertaking business ventures in the country. Later, Andrew Forrest called on President Dr. Arif Alvi with a delegation in Islamabad. Talking to the delegation, the president said Pakistan has adopted a very liberal and investment-friendly policy and foreign investors need to benefit from it. The president said that the investment policy of Pakistan had been designed in a manner to provide a comprehensive framework for creating conducive business environment for foreign investors. An investiture ceremony is underway at Awan Sadr in Islamabad, where President Dr. Arif Alvi is conferring civil awards on the individuals who rendered meritorious services in their respective fields. President Dr. Arif Alvi says Pakistan, Islamabad attaches special importance to its relations with Kabul and is making sincere efforts to promote peace and stability in Afghanistan. Talking to Ambassador-designate for Afghanistan Mansoor Ahmad Khan, who called on him in Islamabad today, the president said peaceful and stable Afghanistan is not only in the interest of the two neighboring countries but for the entire region. He urged the Ambassador-designate for Afghanistan to work for strengthening economic, political and public relations between the two neighboring countries. National Command and Operations Center has approved the reopening of educational institutions in phases from the 15th of this month. Briefing the media persons in Islamabad today, Minister for Federal Education and Professional Training said the classes of grade 9 and above, including the colleges and universities, will be reopened from the 15th September. He said there are 7 million students in this category. The minister said the classes for grades 6 to 8 will be reopened from 23rd September after reviewing the COVID-19 situation. The total strength of students in this slot is 6.4 million. He said if the situation remains well under control, the primary level schools will also be reopened from the 30th of this month. Air Force Day is being observed with national zeal today to commemorate the dexterity and valor of the defenders of airspace of the country against Indian aggression in September 1965 war. In the 1965 war, the valiant Pakistani pilot, despite limited resources, not only annihilated Indian air aggression but also inflicted humiliating defeat on India through unprecedented skill in the warfare and insurmountable courage. The PAF ace Muhammad Mahmud Alam, commonly known as MM Alam, shot down 5 Indian Air Force Hawker Hunter Mk-56 fighters in less than a minute. Chief of Air Staff Air Chief Marshal Mujahid Anwar Khan says Pakistan's valiant armed forces are well versed in protecting our borders and people and are fully capable of defeating the enemy. He was addressing the Martyrs' Day ceremony held in Islamabad today in connection with Air Force Day, paying rich tribute to martyrs and veterans for their determination, courage, and spirit of sacrifice for motherland. And the Air Chief also highlighting the current situation in Kashmir and expressed solidarity with the Kashmiri brethren fighting against oppression and tyranny of occupying forces for 7 decades. Earlier in the day, a wreath-laying ceremony was also held at the grave of pilot officer Rashid Minhas Shaheed Nishan Haider at Karachi. This is Radio Pakistan. In North Waziristan, the security forces have killed 5 wanted terrorists, including Wasim Zakaria, in an intelligence-based operation in Mirali area. According to the ISPR, 10 other terrorists were also arrested. Wasim Zakaria, who belonged to Heather Khail area of Mirali, was the mastermind of 30 different terrorist attacks. He was directly involved in the target killings and attacks on the security forces and government institutions. In illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference has said that Modi-led fascist Indian government under the garb of military siege is indiscriminately distributing domicile certificates among non-locals to change the demographic composition of the territory. The APHC spokesman, in a statement issued in Srinagar today, made it clear that the Kashmiris would thwart the India's nefarious designs. Meanwhile, a report compiled by Kashmir Media Service on the basis of interviews and responses of the Kashmiri people belonging to all faiths and communities suggests that the Kashmiris would never allow the Modi government to dilute the territory's demography under any circumstances. Meanwhile, a Seoul-based English newspaper, the Korea Times, in a fresh article says that Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir has long been suffering from grave human rights violations at the hands of Indian forces. A protest demonstration was held in Muzaffarabad to condemn the ongoing Indian military siege and state terrorism in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In Mashhad, Iran, Kashmiri seminary scholars and students organized a peaceful protest against the use of pellet guns on people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. China has condemned positive comments made by Prime Minister Imran Khan on bilateral relations between China and Pakistan. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhao Lijian said during his regular briefing in Beijing said that as all-weather strategic cooperative partners, China and Pakistan always enjoy mutual trust, cooperation, friendship and support. He said this year, after standing the test of COVID-19, China-Pakistan relations have become even stronger. The spokesperson made his remarks in response to Prime Minister Imran Khan's recent interview to a foreign media outlet. Jordan and Palestine vowed to resolve Palestinian-Israeli conflict on the basis of two-state solution that guarantees the establishment of an independent Palestinian state on the 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital, according to a statement of Jordanian Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi in his meeting with visiting Secretary General of the Palestine Liberation Organization Saib Erekat in Amman, underlined the need of stopping all Israeli illegal measures that undermine the two-state solution. Turkey has urged the European Union to respect international law and fulfill its obligation to prevent Greek and some EU member states from escalating tension in the eastern Mediterranean. In a telephonic conversation with President of the European Council Charles Michel, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan asked EU institutions and member states to be fair, impartial and to act responsibly on regional issues to restore peace in the region. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and dry weather is likely to prevail in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain with thunder shower is expected in Gilgit-Baltistan, Kashmir and adjoining hilly areas. Here are some of the headlines. Prime Minister assured Chairman Australian company all possible facilitation in undertaking business ventures in the country. President says peaceful and stable Afghanistan is not only in the interest of the two neighboring countries but of the entire region. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.